Okay, welcome back to Deadlock. Today, I wanted to, well, for right now, I just wanted to go over how to run Deadlock in dedicated server mode so you can get the actual game server running separately from your client. So if you have, for example, external dedicated server hardware, or say like an extra PC, and you wanted to offload the performance impact of the game from your client hardware to the server software, right? So even though I'm playing with bots and I'm playing on a local install, you'll notice the frame rates are actually just as good as if I were playing, you know, on Deadlock dedicated servers because of the advantage that we're getting by running Deadlock dedicated server. And so the current guides right now only tell you how to run Deadlock dedicated server using Steam CMD or Easy CMD. And so what I wanted to go over here is actually how to just run it straight from the Steam client itself. So we can actually just close out the game right now and close it here. And so we open Steam, go back to our library. In our properties, in our launch options, you'll notice I added dedicated and insecure, allow no lobby connect, game citadel, map DL streets, right? And then of course, then here's my actual launch options for the game. And so when you have these options, and of course you can do um, dash IP and dash port if you want to specify an IP address or a port, but because I'm just playing with this on my local machine, I don't need that. I just have to have the dash dedicated in there. And then when I press play, Deadlock will, instead of launching the game, will instead launch the actual, it'll load up the entire server software. And so that's where this is. And so if we go into our console commands and we find source game max players command. Usually the limit is 32. So if we go in here into our Deadlock server software, we can change max players 32. SV max players. Source engine server max players. There was a place to see it, but I don't remember where it is. Valve software source to max players command. Console command list. FOV. See, max players, but it doesn't seem to. See, it doesn't seem to. So, I have the old version of the game right here. So if we go into bin win64 project8.exe, we launch this. If we launch this and we load into the server on its own, the game coordinator offline, let's run in a window, right? I wonder if we can Connect localhost. What does that do? What does that do to the game if we connect to the modern version of the game with a newer protocol than your client? Makes sense. Okay, not surprising. Map DL street. SV max player set to 32. Okay, so that's, yeah, whatever. Who cares? Cry about it. So it's a SV max player set to 32. It seems that max players is removed in the later versions of the game, which is whatever. Honestly, not really concerned about that. So if you want to connect to your local machine's dedicated server, all you have to do is type in connect localhost. If you were running on dedicated server hardware, it would be a little bit more complicated depending on your network setup. If you used like I have just an Ethernet switch that I plug into my dedicated server. Of course, I'm not using it, but if you used one of those, you could still connect. You could probably still connect to localhost if your dedicated server is providing the actual internet connection or something like that kind of thing. It's a little bit more complicated than that. But once you have the dedicated server up and you connect to your local host, you can then select your hero. You can then change team 3 or 4 if you wanted to. You could say select hero Viper. You could choose your hero, and you'll notice, of course, it's just playing the game, you know. And of course, you can set your bots preset up. So if we hit exec bots, it's gonna move us back to our first team and then set everything up there. If we want to actually exec our bots preset on the server, we have to use the command on the server, and then it's gonna do this. And you'll notice here's our bots preset. So they're gonna start doing their thing. We'll just go pretend we're playing the video game. And the frame rate is really nice. The frame rate's good because you're playing with the server and the client the way it's meant to be played, instead of playing with the server loaded on the client and forcing them to both run on the same thread kind of thing. This is going to be more performant if you want to actually play the game by yourself. And of course, I'm matchmaking banned, so I can't actually play the game. So let's see, Citadel, Stink, enabled, 1, only server operator. So I wonder if there's op alacropos. Elevate permission OP. Because op is just a command in Minecraft. Admin OP. Source engine make player up. Operator. Archon password. That's a lot of work. We're not gonna do all that. We're just gonna have to use the we're just gonna have to use the command console the way it's intended. This turns on. That turns that on, so we can now go in here and break the game by doing this, I guess. Oh, Okay. Oh, it was loading with it was loading Lady Geist. Yeah. See. So there's gonna be some probably some if differences between. We're gonna have to reconnect to localhost. Yeah. Okay. I'm not really surprised. Uh, I think the client might handle all the loading when it comes to switching heroes like that, especially with the hero testing enabled. These aren't features you're supposed to be using together like that, and I just did. So I'm not really surprised that barely worked at all, and the bots are the bots are gone. Even that's kind of scary. The whole match just like shut down. Wonder if the gems are over here. Nope. So we can still do exec bots and have the bots come back. Oh, weird. Um. Oh yeah, that's definitely weird. Okay, well, obviously this isn't. They don't really give you a tutorial on how to do this, probably for a good reason. So, you know, what you see is what you get. Yeah, strange. But that's how you get the Deadlock server software up. You just properties, dedicated, insecure, allow no lobby connect. It seems that if you disconnect from the dedicated server, it bugs it out. So just be mindful of that. You know, you're supposed to play the game. You're not really supposed to be doing all this. So not everything is going to be supported, and I don't really know if Valve is even going to talk about any of this kind of stuff. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. Hopefully the information was useful. 'Cause that's basically all I needed to know, and once I figured it out, I was like, oh yeah, this will probably be helpful for people to figure out. So, peace out. We're gonna see you later.